Manchester United are definitely entering a new era with Ralf Rangnick in charge, and the Red Devils are going to make some crucial moves during the next summer transfer window. The English Giants have already been linked with Erling Haaland, and it appears that their spending spree might not stop with the Norwegian striker. There are loads of clubs interested in an Ajax star who is doing all the right things in the Netherlands at the moment. Barca are eager to extend Ronald Araujo's contract, and the youngster has a few demands if the club wants him to stay at Camp Nou for many years to come. He might not get a lot of headlines, but Karim Benzema has already outshined both Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi this season. Things are not looking good for Benfica manager Jorge Jesus, who might be sacked by the Portuguese giants after seeing his side stumble against FC Porto in a Taca de Portugal clash. Before we get started, we want to share the sponsor of today's video. The OneFootball app is the ultimate football platform and is a must-have for every football fan so that you can follow all of your favourite leagues, teams and players all the time right from your phone. You can be sure to turn on notifications for specific players to be instantly alerted when they score a goal or when they're involved in other breaking news. It is the best and easiest way to stay up to date with everything football. Click the link in the description down below to download the app right now. You won't regret it. Just a few days after the elimination from Taça de Portugal at the hands of FC Porto, Benfica coach Jorge Jesus' position has come under serious scrutiny. His position has become very much untenable, and a departure could be on the cards very soon. There are some defeats that hurt more than others, and Jesus is figuring it out. Against FC Porto on Thursday night in the round of 16 of the Portuguese Cup, Benfica sank against their bitter rivals in what should be considered a heavy defeat. The defeat drew a lot of attention in Portugal, especially a few days after another disappointment. A few days earlier, on December the 3rd, the Aguilas were also beaten by Sporting, this time at home in a league encounter. As a result, Benfica are third in the championship, 4 points behind Sporting and FC Porto. But these two defeats have clearly weakened Jesus' position, who nevertheless managed to secure qualification for the knockout stages of the Champions League. This Saturday morning, local media outlet O claims that the lack of chemistry between the players and the technical team is recognised internally, and the two setbacks mentioned above did not help. But that's not all. The Daily also claims that Benfica management did not really appreciate that representatives of Flamengo, his former club, came directly to Portugal to try and recruit the 67-year-old, even though President Rui Costa seemed to know about it. Ojogo explains, for example, that Jesus could have managed the case better by having a meeting later. All these elements therefore made the atmosphere very weird at the Estadio da Luz, especially with a game against FC Porto set to be played on December 30th. Suddenly, Jesus is more than ever on an ejection seat, but a dismissal cannot be done like that. And according to Ojogo, the senior leadership quite simply hope internally that the former Al Hilal manager in particular will quit his post himself soon. Barring a last-minute turnaround, Benfica should still have the same coach on Thursday night, but some would not say no to a sudden change in the next few hours. Barcelona are desperate to make new signings in January, and their gaze has shifted towards the Ajax star Noussair Mazraoui. The Moroccan international is reportedly keen to join Barcelona, where he will work under Xavi. Edwin van der Sar, the general manager of Ajax Amsterdam, was recently pessimistic about the future of the Moroccan international. However, still, according to Sport, part of the Blaugrana management are wondering about his possible adaptation to Barca, while he is also being appreciated by Real Madrid. FC Barcelona will have competition to secure the services of Mazraoui. His contract ends next June with Ajax Amsterdam. On the other hand, this chase will not be straightforward for the Catalan giants. Mundo Deportivo indicates that two Serie A clubs would also be attentive to the situation of Mazraoui: AS Roma and Napoli. The Neapolitans will take on Barca in the Europa League playoffs. Meanwhile, Ronald Araujo's contractual situation is far from sorted. With 14 games played out of a possible 18 in La Liga, Araujo has established himself as a major element in the heart of defense for Barcelona. Under contract until 2023, the question of his contract extension will soon arise. Sport says talks between the player and Blaugrana have already started, but under certain conditions. Indeed, given his importance in the team, the Uruguayan international wants a contract accordingly. His current wage is very far from those of Clément Lenglet, Samuel Umtiti, and even Eric Garcia. If he wants to continue his adventure in Catalonia, it will not be at any cost, especially since several big European clubs are interested in his situation, in particular Chelsea, Manchester United, and Liverpool. After a forgettable start to Everton during the last summer transfer window, Arsenal midfielder Ainsley Maitland-Niles was able to enjoy some playing time during the first part of the season, but without becoming an important member of the squad. The month of January 2022 will therefore be an opportunity for the English international to find a way out. According to ESPN, AS Roma are in talks with the 24-year-old to enlist him on loan, knowing that Roman sporting director Thiago Pinto will seek the possibility of incorporating an option to keep him permanently if he impresses Jose Mourinho in case of good performances. The Gunners man has been offered a 4-year contract, but the permanent aspect of the transfer is a priority in negotiations between the two clubs. Karim Benzema continues to receive praise from his manager. Whenever he's asked about his striker, Carlo Ancelotti reminds us how important the French international is to Real Madrid. He did this again during an interview with AS. For the Italian tactician, Benzema is quite simply the best striker in the world at the moment. Since the start of the season, the former Lyon player has scored 15 goals and delivered 7 assists in La Liga. A few days before the end of the 2021 calendar year, only the Premier League will be on show, especially with the Boxing Day scheduled for Sunday, even if 3 meetings had to be postponed due to several positive cases of the virus that just doesn't seem to go away. For Spain, Real Madrid striker Karim Benzema said goodbye to this year with a brace at the San Mamés pitch against Athletic Club, allowing the reigning champions to confirm their top position in La Liga. The French international, back in selection since Euro 2020, stood out in the first half of the 2021-22 season, already confirming his greatness in the first 6 months, with 20 goals scored in all competitions, in addition to 9 for Les Bleus. He thus exceeds the 34 goals scored by Lionel Messi for Barcelona and PSG, and the 32 scored by Cristiano Ronaldo. With the arrival of Ralf Rangnick on the sidelines, Manchester United should have a new recruitment policy. The German coach is willing to turn to promising young players. According to information from The Sun, 3 players will be targeted by the revered tactician. First, there is Luca Netz, a young 18-year-old left-back who's currently playing for Borussia Mönchengladbach. He arrived this summer from Hertha Berlin for €2 million, and he has a contract until June 2026. This season he made 13 appearances with the senior side and has shown a lot of promise. The second player that United are interested in is Eric Martel. At the age of 19, this young German talent is evolving as a midfielder. Under contract until June 2023 with RB Leipzig, he was loaned this season to Austria Vienna. In Austria, he has quickly established himself with 2 goals and 3 assists in 22 games in all comps. Next up is Armel Bella-Kotchap. The 20-year-old central defender plays for VfL Bochum, where he is under contract until June 2024. With 10 appearances this season, the German under-21 international is estimated at €5 million. However, the spending spree is not going to stop there. According to reports, the Red Devils are also studying the profile of Florian Wirtz, who has become a phenomenal player at Bayer Leverkusen. At only 18 years old, the German international attacking midfielder has already 8 goals and 11 assists in all competitions this season. These are monstrous stats for such a young player, which logically caught the eye of several big European teams, including Man United. Under contract until 2026 at Bayer Leverkusen, Florian Wirtz is estimated at €70 million according to Transfermarkt. But it wouldn't be surprising if the German club claimed much more, just like they did when a certain Kai Havertz was sold to Chelsea for €80 million, excluding bonus. A small caveat, nevertheless, has to be made about this information. If there's no doubt that Florian Wirtz is coveted by several European leaders, the profile of the German international doesn't necessarily match the 4-4-2 set up by Ralf Rangnick. Indeed, Wirtz is much more at ease when playing at the heart of the game, even if he has already been used as a winger. However, during the last 2 Premier League meetings, Man United have evolved in a double-6 system, with wingers and 2 centre-forwards. Now just imagine if United are also able to sign Haaland next summer. it would be a true signal of intent from the residents of Old Trafford, who are so desperate to restore their long-lost glory.